Domestic violence is a major public health problem. It's one that affects all age groups and is applicable to both genders. It's time for us to speak up and speak out. We are still in the month of October, and domestic violence is one of the issues recognized during this period. In this edition of Jamaica Magazine, we look at how we can be proactive in addressing this issue. I am Adrian Atkinson, and I'll come back to you with more right after the news.
A healthy and educated people living in a clean, natural environment, reducing crime, improving the justice system and governance, building a prosperous economy. It's not just a vision, it's reality. Learn about the plan. Join the vision.
My country, Jamaica, has a rich heritage and is very unique. If we all pull together, we can make it the place of choice to
live, work, raise family, and to do business.
For more information on Vision 2030, call the Planning Institute of Jamaica or visit vision2030.gov.jm, your parish library, school library, or the Jamaica Information Service.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, October 27. Government will be amending the law to encourage more plea bargains in the criminal justice system. The Criminal Justice Plea Negotiations and Agreements Act was passed in 2005 and amended in 2010 when it came into effect. It allows an accused person to enter into an agreement with the prosecution for a reduced penalty where information or other cooperation is given. Justice Minister Delroy Chuck says it has rarely been used, largely due to the fact that there was no certainty or guarantee in terms of the sentence which would be delivered. He informed Parliament yesterday that a cabinet submission will be tabled to pass new plea bargaining legislation with sentencing guidelines.
The promulgation of the sentencing guidelines will certainly assist in the process of plea bargaining and should encourage guilty pleas, as the accused person will have a better idea of the likely sentence for a given offense. The sentence would still be based on the circumstances, but at least there will be a starting point. Then aggravating and mitigating factors will be applied.
Among the amendments to be tabled is a broader framework for plea negotiations, which would no longer restrict them to cases where the accused gives assistance to the Crown. Another key amendment will enable both the prosecution and defense counsel to propose the sentence which the accused will receive.
The judge, however, will have the final decision to accept the plea agreement and to deliver the sentence that is imposed.
On Tuesday, the Justice Minister opened the debate on the Integrity Commission Bill 2016, which is aimed at promoting and enhancing standards of ethical conduct for parliamentarians, public officials, and other persons. The bill will consolidate the laws relating to the prevention of corruption and the award, monitoring, and investigating of government contracts and prescribed licenses. The law will also establish a single body called the Integrity Commission to promote and strengthen measures for the prevention, detection, investigation, and prosecution of acts of corruption and related matters.
The Commission will assume the functions and powers of the Commission for the Prevention of Corruption, the Integrity Commission, and the Office of the Contractor General. The effect, Mr. Speaker, of the merger of these entities is that one mechanism for compliance is created for both parliamentarians and public officials.
The Integrity Commission will be established as a commission of Parliament. Government is in discussions with petroleum marketing companies and other players within the industry to arrange compensation for motorists who were affected by contaminated gas last year.
It is being recommended that there be some form of compensation, and we are currently having discussions with the marketing companies to see, even though they are not culpable, but to see as a form of goodwill gesture if we can put together some form of compensation.
The Consumer Affairs Commission, CAC, had calculated a total compensation figure of $60 million. The CAC was represented on the Petroleum Trade Reform Committee that was appointed in January to investigate the reports of substandard petroleum in the market. As it works to implement the committee's recommendations, the Energy Minister says a meeting will be held on November 1 to finalize plans for establishing a petroleum inspectorate within the Bureau of Standards. Cabinet has approved the award of a contract to China Harbour Engineering Company Limited, CHEC, to undertake the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project following a change in the specifications. The announcement was made by Information Minister Senator Ruel Reid during this Wednesday's post-cabinet media briefing. He says the sum for the project, which is being facilitated through the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, has also been revised to $384 million. Earlier this year, government allocated $40 million in the 2016-2017 budget to begin preparatory work on the project. And finally, Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Daryl Vaz, is leading a high-level delegation on a fact-finding visit to the business process outsourcing BPO sector in the Philippines. He is joined by Finance State Minister Favour Williams and several key government technocrats. The delegation will be meeting with their Philippine counterparts to examine how the information technology and BPO sectors have successfully driven job creation and economic growth. They are also examining the measures that were employed to attract and grow the outsourcing industry in that country. While there, the Jamaican delegation will also engage in site visits to technology parks and special economic zones to understand best practices in infrastructure development to attract investors. They are also expected to meet with prospective investors and will attend the Information Technology and Business Process Management Summit, which will be held on October 28. The Philippines is one of the top outsourcing countries around the globe, with over 700 IT and BPO firms, as well as global in-house centers. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
The JIS Heritage Competition is back. Enter your essay, poster, or photo and win big prizes. If you're aged 9 to 12 years, enter the essay competition and tell us who is your favorite Jamaican sportsman or sportswoman and why. High school students, enter the poster competition. This year's theme is Jamaica's Rich Sporting Heritage. If you're a tertiary level student, enter the photo competition. This year's theme is I Am a Sports Champion. Competition closes for all 3 categories on November 6. Get started now. For information on submission and competition guidelines, visit our website at jis.gov.jm. Call 926-359-024, extension 2137, or send an email.
Instilling good values within our children can be one of the proactive measures adopted to resolve the practice of domestic abuse in our society. In our next feature, we look at how one organization is taking parents back to the classroom to rediscover the art of parenting.
The Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ, through its Community Renewal Programme, CRP, has once again spearheaded a transformational project that has seen the rekindling of good family values. The CRP is the government's coordinating mechanism for the effective and efficient service delivery of social programs.
Our focus is on coordinating interventions around 6 broad areas. Those areas are governance, safety and justice, social transformation, youth development, physical transformation, and socioeconomic development.
Working closely with government and non-government stakeholders such as the Social Development Commission and residents, the program targets 100 of the most vulnerable and volatile communities in Jamaica and employs a holistic approach to enhance the social and economic well-being of residents in these communities. It is with this in mind that the Art of Living Foundation, AOLF, an international humanitarian organization that operates in about 152 countries, was engaged to stage a 3-day parenting workshop in the community of Parade Gardens.
What we are doing through this workshop is helping parents to understand from the child's perspective And when you have that perspective, then the way you relate to them on the same matters that you've been dealing with them before changes also. And that helps the child to blossom and grow fully with their best potential.
For me, I see parenting at first, before the workshop, was like just giving rules and instruction. Here I found out that it's more about listening, paying attention, learning the child's nature so you can better assist that child.
What does your child do which you don't agree with, or you think, why is he like this or she's like this? Go on. They're stubborn. How many of you feel your children are stubborn? Wow, okay. They cry a lot. Okay. What else? Shy. Have you noticed a lot of children are very, very shy? Aggressive. How many of you find your children are a bit aggressive or a lot aggressive? Okay. Especially teenagers. They fight a lot.
I do have a teenager and I have a young child that I see are like throwing off like tantrums.
When children throw tantrum in public places, what do we do with them? Snapping at them, shouting at them, screaming at them, that takes away who they are. Yeah? And then we start stifling them from a very young age.
Participants were taught that children are born with certain traits and that understanding and preserving these natural qualities in their children is key to better parenting.
How we bring up children is also that if they are not number one in everything, they are a failure in life. How have they got this idea that coming second or third or little later or little down in the numbers is a sign of failure in life? Who cultivated that? We did. Make sense? Every child is born with a certain capacity, right? And we need to embrace and accept them as they are.
Children are naturally comfortable with themselves and their social environment, but aggression and criticism from parents can destroy a child's feeling of comfort. Children are also happy, intelligent, spontaneous, and daring by nature. So how do parents enforce discipline in a child without impacting the child negatively?
To discipline the child is also a skill. It is not a straightforward process of telling the child that you can't do this. But how do you discipline them? By being firm, by being fair, and at the same time by being fun. Discipline does not mean you have to lock them up in the bathroom. Disciplining does not mean that they don't eat for the rest of the day.
The participants also got tips they could use to enhance the lives of their children.
Now these are the 5 things. If you did these 5 things every single day with your kids, that's it. You will give them the perfect upbringing by itself. First thing is being positive. Negative communication is what leads to stubbornness.
Keep communication with children positive. If you must say no to a child's request, always explain why. Allow children to exercise. They have more energy than adults to expend. Allow them the freedom to ask questions. This is their way of exploring the world. Spend time interacting with your children. This makes them feel connected and loved. Give them opportunities to be creative. They need to express themselves. For more information, contact the Community Renewal Programme Secretariat at the PIOJ at 16 Oxford Road, Kingston 5. The Parade Gardens Parenting Workshop, coordinated by the Community Renewal Programme in partnership with the Art of Living Foundation and the Parade Gardens Community Development Committee.
No, sir. The world you gone bad. Big man a repeating them things you said. A big man to a pitney, my youth you mad. No for them man you nah go no God. Every night on the news me hear somebody dead. The man them a roll like them don't have no head. Every day them get up, a blood them a shed. Behind the fire you be rotten and dead. A young chick can't have egg, so a little pitney you have in your bed. So a raper, molester, your timing is near. Every little bikini a unu them fear, unu do them strange things and all kind
The effects of domestic violence or any form of violence can be severe and long-lasting, especially when we speak about our children. We all need to be on our P's and Q's at all times to ensure that our children remain safe.
Listen to the voices, crying to be free. Can we be the promise that we promise to be? Love and understanding are better than a war. People just laughing cause they've heard it before.
We, the adults, are supposed to blame because to how we grow our kids. It's not like first time when me get I and you're one and you. So everybody busy with them own individual. So the whole system break down. That's why we have so much child abuse. You understand me?
We can see what this nation has turned to when it comes to kids. You have pedophile out there, you have all kind of different offender out there, and molesting the kids them. I'm a father with many and also grandchildren. And to be honest, I would want nothing to happen to my kids or grandchildren. So we cannot just leave it on teachers at school. It all starts from the home.
The media tells the story of the grim reality affecting many of our nation's children. Children who are facing trauma of all kinds as the attacks by criminals and abusers get more intolerable. The Ministry of Education after yet another tear-jerking tragedy. A call has been sounded from our nation's leaders and the general public for us to take greater care and protection of Jamaica's children. After all, it takes a village to raise a child. It is up to us to make the difference. It is up to us to speak out against societal ills, particularly among our youngest and most vulnerable.
We can start by being more vigilant. Be vigilant in educating our children of the do's and don'ts of talking with strangers, assuring them that even persons who are very close to them in terms of family members, neighbors, everybody, can be a danger. So we have to teach them to protect themselves, to be aware of all the signs that can endanger their lives.
And even as the community is encouraged to play a role, the government, through its various initiatives and programs, is ensuring that all avenues are utilized to safeguard our children. The Office of the Children's Registry, one of the agencies responsible for this, is committed to the cause and continues to be vigilant.
We all have a role to play in safeguarding our future. Therefore, I encourage all adults to become positive role models to our children. You are called upon to set the right examples by dealing with the challenges in a rational and caring way. You are also responsible for the overall well-being while giving care to our children. Therefore, you must become aware and remain alert in identifying and dealing with the signs such as child abuse, all the various forms including neglect, child labor, child trafficking, physical abuse, sexual abuse. And so I do encourage you, go to our website at www.ocr.gov.jm. Learn more about the roles of the OCR, how you can become a partner. Let's care and protect, not harm and neglect our children.
Can we be the promise that we promise to be? Love and understanding are better than a war. People just laughing.
I may not be able to see like you do.
Use my feet as you do.
It's my time.
But I have a dream. The Abilities Foundation is helping to make our dreams come true.
The Abilities Foundation, providing quality vocational education for persons with disabilities. Call the Abilities Foundation at 969-5720 or 924-6619 to find out more.
They sing about our struggles, our tears and triumphs. They are the lyrical storytellers of all generations. As we continue the celebration of our culture and heritage, we now share with you some of the contributions from our musical heroes.
Jamaican music reaches the soul of the people, unites us, and makes us forget our differences and problems. Musicians past and present have made a lasting impression on this lucrative and entertaining industry, leaving those touched by their works with no choice but to pay tribute.
Mr. Frederick Nathaniel Toots Hibbert.
On October 15, 2012, the engaging performer approached the podium at King's House to accept his second national honor. The first, received years before, was the Order of Distinction officer rank. This time around, he was receiving the Order of Jamaica. A singer and songwriter, as well as a player of instruments, Frederick Toots Hibbert has made significant contribution to the development of reggae music in Jamaica. His contribution also spans festival song competitions, winning with songs such as Sweet and Dandy and Wata Bam Bam.
Sitting in the midday sun, watching where my meal is coming from.
In the 50th year of his music career and the 25th of his passing, Peter Tosh was honored with the Order of Merit posthumously, the third highest national award in Jamaica. Long overdue, some might add. This was received by his daughter, Nyambi McIntosh. Peter Tosh was honored for his influential contribution to the evolution of reggae music.
Said if you live in a glass house, don't throw stones. And if you can't take blows, brother, don't throw blows. Jah, I got to keep on moving. Jah, I gotta get on our town.
Another revolutionary and holder of the Order of Distinction, Commander rank, Bunny Wailer's musical career continues to shape the development of Jamaica's music, resulting in his second honor, the Order of Jamaica, on October 15, 2012. His son Abijah Wailer received on his behalf.
He's done a lot for Jamaica in general, but reggae music and music, he's seen it through a lot of stages and he's seen it go through a lot of genres to become what it is today. So I think he would feel, I think he does feel like he deserves such an award, and like I said, he's Honorable Neville Livingston now, so he's very proud.
That's why I stand to predominate. I stand to predominate.
2003 Grammy-winning producer Lee Scratch Perry was among the likes of Peter Ashbourne to join the Commander rank in the Order of Distinction. A veteran musician and producer, Lee Scratch Perry played a major role in the development and acceptance of reggae and dub music in Jamaica and overseas.
Play on, Mr. Music. Play on.
Meanwhile, Peter Ashbourne, a very accomplished composer, pianist, and performer, has been one of Jamaica's major composer-arrangers of commercial music for more than 3 decades. Noted as one of Jamaica's most important and distinctive reggae bass players and pioneers, Clifton Jackie Jackson is also one of the founding fathers of Jamaican popular music. His role in the growth and development of our music during the ska era of the mid-1960s helped to usher in another of Jamaica's musical styles, rocksteady.
Gypsy, turn on my love light.
Released in 1982, Gypsy Girl remains a favorite among music lovers and to date is one of Tony Gregory's signature songs. In the music industry for decades, this reggae, soul and R&B recording artist has worked alongside Byron Lee and the Dragonaires as lead vocalist in the 60s.
The way that you go, sun is shining, and the weather changes. You're on the beat, you're dancing feet, to the rescue, the lion. Hey, and anything you can do, I can do it better. I'm the best. I said I tried.
Music, the soother of our souls. Not to mention the fun and excitement as it draws people together to unwind and have a good time. Indeed, musicians are heroes of a different kind.
Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it.
No dash no paper, no dash no plastic. Dispose your garbage responsibly. No know how to recycle, learn it quick. And if you drop it, better pick up every piece of it. Plastics last forever, don't forget the bits. Cause when them touch the street, them end up in the sea. Collect pan the reef where they fish them feed. And when you want seafood, I eat your
Keep
eat.
we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. No dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica.
That's our show for today. Tomorrow we come back to you right here, same time, with a new edition of Jamaica Magazine. Until then, visit our website, jis.gov.jm, for more information. Remember to send us your feedback via email to jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm or tweet @JISnews. On behalf of the hard-working production crew, I am Adrian Atkinson. Walk good.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.